Hey guys, my name is Jordan Lane and I'm from Must Not Sleep. And today I'm going to be walking you through a simple deck printable layout script, meaning that we're going to specify card widths and page size, and then we're going to specify a folder which we import photos from or images from, and then it's going to lay them out dynamically on a page, maximizing the amount of cards that can fit on a page. And all of that is done by modifying these 18 lines of code right here. So right now I'm inside of Adobe Extended Script Toolkit CC. Now I'm unsure if you can download this through the CC Cloud app. It shows up in the app after you install it. To my recollection, you couldn't install this from the Adobe Creative Cloud app. So there's going to be a link below to the Adobe website where you can download this app here so you can edit the script. Now once you have it downloaded and installed and you've opened the script, and opening it is as simple as going File, Open, you're going to want to change the program, the target application here. And this is going to go to Photoshop CC, whatever version you're using. If you run it in the Extended Script Toolkit CC, which is the default when you open the program, even if you open the script, it'll default to Extended Script Toolkit CC as a script. If you hit this, it's not going to run correctly. And it's going to give you an error. So what we want to do is change this back down to Photoshop, whatever version you're using. Now you'll notice that there's a whole lot of other lines of code here. This is the core of the actual, I wouldn't call it, I mean, it might be mathematics, but the laying out logic. Now all of this is fairly commented. I try to do a good job of telling you what's going on if you're going through this, but really all you need to know is these 18 lines of code. You can feel free to edit the code in here if you want to add more functionality, or if there's enough people that find this helpful and they would like me to add functionality, I'd be more than happy to do it. So right from the get, we're just going to modify the file name. This is going to be the file name that is generated inside Photoshop. I've already ran the script once just so we have a good example of what it looks like after everything is said and done. And you'll see that we have 9 cards on a sheet with no overhang, and we have a file named Event Deck. So that file represents right here, this variable right here. So to change this, let's say you have a mana deck. Maybe you have mana deck blue. Perfect. Then that is going to generate the file name like that. Today, I'm actually going to be changing this to Event Deck back, and I'll show you that in a second why I'm changing that. So next we're going down to DPI, and this is simply the dots per inch that you have exported your images to be. So I run pretty much 300 DPI across all of my prototyping stuff. If you run 72 while you're prototyping, just make sure you change this to 72 or whatever DPI you're running, 150 or 300. Now the one thing you have to make sure is that all the files that you do load in, that they are all the same DPI, otherwise the math in this file will not work. So next we're going to set up the page width and height, and this is, I have it set up to a standard 8.5 by 11, but if you have a larger format printer, if you have an 11 by 17 printer, you can easily change that to that. But right now I'm just running 8.5 by 11 because the thick paper for 8.5 by 11 is cheaper than the 11 by 17 paper. I think I usually run 110 copy for most of my prototyping stuff, and then the stuff that gets heavy use gets double sleeved. So next we've got the card size, and this also has to be universal across all of your image files. So here I'm just running a standard poker deck size, 2.5 by 3.5. Nothing super fancy here. This is an American poker deck, But if you want to prototype with a microcard, then you can absolutely do that. You'll just change these values, and they are in inches, by the way. So if you're running metric, everything in here is in inches. But if you wanted to change it to metric, or if somebody wanted me to make a metric version, I'd be more than happy to do that as well. So next we're going to go up to the input folder, and this is literally as simple as it sounds. You're just going to specify the folder that all of your images are going to be in. So in this instance, we're going to go into decks, event deck, and I think, yeah, here we go. So here I've got 48 individual files. So the other thing that this script does not do is it will not duplicate files. So if you want, say, 10 generic blue mana cards, then you need to have 10 images in this folder for it to create 10 printable cards in your deck. I use InDesign and for most of my early prototyping stuff, and this is super easy to do, to export a bunch of these, and it's really not a big deal at all compared to the amount of time I'm saving by using this script. Another thing to note that this, shrink this down a little bit here. This here will not read subfolders. So this input folder is literally just this one level. It will not go into this deck back folder, and I'll be covering this deck back folder in just a second. So it's going to only see these 48 images. 43. Oh, here we go. Yeah, these 48 images here. The nice thing here is, though, that Photoshop will import all image types, no matter what. You don't need to specify a PDF or a PSD or a JPEG or a PNG. All of those will import if you have mixed image types in this folder. But you do have to remember that the file size and the file DPI do need to be the same and do need to be consistent across all image types. So next we're going down to single card back, and this variable is set to false right now, and I'm going to change this to true, because what we're going to do is I'm going to run this script, and we're going to create the deck back face. So this is going to be the deck identifying side, right? So in this instance, it's going to take a single image, which is in the deck back folder. There we have event deck back. And it's going to generate one sheet with that single image across the whole sheet. So I'll show you what happens when we ran it with just this set to false. So here we've got a file that it already is parsed out. And you'll see these are all exactly spaced out and they're ready to be cut. So all you need to do to run the script running the Photoshop CC designated as the application you want the script to run in is you're going to hit the start running the script. And you'll see it working right now. So it's importing these files from the deck back folder, and it's laying them out dynamically. So here we have the event deck back, and here we have the file named event deck back, and we have one extra there. I'm just going to delete that real quick. So here we go. So all we need to do now, since we have 6 pages here to print out, and we've got 1 page here, is we're basically going to print 6 of these from the printer, flip them over, and then send it through with 6 of these on them. And then you're going to hit them with your X-Acto knife, your scissors, or your cutting board, whatever you're using to slice your decks up. And yeah, this is a really super powerful tool. It saved me a lot of time. I had fun making it. I haven't touched Photoshop scripts in a really, really long time. I was really, I've only dabbled in it before, so this is like the first project I took on, and it was a lot of fun. So if you have any feature requests or any questions or comments, or if you find this helpful, please let me know. If you like it, hit the like button on the video, and if you dislike it, well, hit the dislike button. I think honesty really is the best policy everywhere. And hey, subscribe too. I've got some stuff coming out and not so long here, and there'll be more tutorials, more like kind of basic game dev tutorials for like board game stuff, because I find that there's not a lot of this stuff out there, and sharing is caring, and you know, information is absolutely the best when it's passed down to other people. So Yep, my name's Jordan Lane, and happy game making, guys.